Hey guys, Couch is the back with some 200 zoom. Feeling pretty rusty. Been very much mostly playing live poker recently. This will do some 3-betting, but not on an 82. And nice flop obviously on the left. Just gonna go for a range bet. And gonna do some small betting, some checking. That was right on the check line. So gonna go for the check. And gonna mix again on the river, checking this time. Pretty standard from villain. King 10's actually a mix, first 2.5. And we're going to fold this time. The 200 rake especially. I think that's probably even mostly folding. 7's going to mostly call for an raise very occasionally. Calling this time. When he only bets small, I'm not going to develop any leads on the 10. Sevens with a spade definitely doesn't feel great to be calling. I'd much prefer to have a hand like King 5. I think we will call. I'm gonna mostly fold the turn, but still call sometimes. Sixes, well, I don't think sixes should bet. What was it, about 90% pot on the turn? Here we will ISO. Don't mind kind of just doing a bit of a one and done. See bet here. It's a bunch of good turns we can barrel. That's one of them. I'm against a fun player. I'm just going to keep barreling, like very aggressively. Just going to do it pure. I think it's going to be more profitable. King 10, I'm going to check again. It just has so many 6s through 9s that can't really do much. Some recreationals will fold a 10 there. So I think this hand wants to mix kind of a bunch of different options. I think I'm actually going to go for check raise again. Ace king, yeah. Don't think we get any size called when he has that hand. But we shouldn't think about that. It's results orientated. To overlimp or to ISO? I think I will overlimp. This guy looks pretty tight. This is close. Kind of worried about the limp pre-raise though. Gonna let it go. recorded a session yesterday where I got destroyed, but my mic was on, so thankfully didn't have to upload it. This guy looks too wide pre from what I can see. This hand actually makes a nice 3-bet. I'm gonna actually do it pretty damn often. I think this is pure fold actually, ace 2. Gonna go for the half pot on the flop. So if this guy's opening too wide, he's just gonna have to overfold to 3-bet. 3-betting aces here. Queen 5's like a pretty high frequency 3-bet. Big blind versus button anyway. So I'm only adjusting in terms of frequency. Very much mostly betting aces. Ace 9 we are going to 3-bet. Then maybe I shouldn't. This guy's very much on the tight side. Although suited, like kind of these middling suited aces are quite nice 3-bets against tighter players. So it's not so bad at all actually. The 3-bets are, again, I'm pretty rusty on the ranges, but I'm pretty sure this is like 50-50 between 3-bet and call. I'm definitely going to be getting some frequencies wrong pre-flop, given how long it's been since I've put in any real volume online. Playing 3/4 check, betting this time. Against a tighter player, I kind of prefer checking this. He's not crazily aggressive post flop either, it looks like. Easy check call. I think we probably do. Do we want to have any leads? Maybe. Definitely going to check call. I like going for a high frequency small bet against most people. Until people prove to me that they're flatting the small blind with more Broadway stuff and not just pocket pairs, I like to go for a high frequency bet here. I'm going to be calling a raise and going to be folding turn. Expect to see a lot of barrels when the backdoor flush comes in on the turn. There it is. This guy's really nitty in my samples, so if he were to 4-bet, I might have exploit folded. Half pot check, mostly checking this hand. But on a 10 roll, I will bet. It's kind of mergy. I don't play any flats in the cutoff. 10's now on the turn. I think we just check. If we do bet, it's going to be small. But I just think we want to be checking. Our range wants to check a bunch on the 7. Really good turn for imposition. This guy's looking naive of this small sample I have on him. It's a very big 4-bet. I think I'm actually just going to exploit fold until proven that this guy's aggressive enough to be bluffing appropriately. Tens. I think we mostly call. It's not a fun spot against someone who's looks on the tight side. Wondering if we can have a mix fold. Gonna call. Nice. Ace jack. Interesting. I don't hate it. Like, I guess you want to be really polo for your turn barrels. So it's probably pretty good. I feel like ace 4 would be better, though you might not float that pre. When I 2x and he goes 12.5, I can start folding this some of the time, but I'm not always going to fold. Again, not playing any flats in the cutoff, just personal preference. Gonna mostly stab or small. Very good board for me. Sun seems pretty nice as a double barrel candidate because we don't. I don't expect people to find many check raises anyway, so. Just gonna check. I don't see many people finding check raises here anyway. I'm gonna check and probably bluff the river, definitely on this card. Don't know how wide he's going to be floating me on the flop. I haven't played with this guy much. I'm going to bet the river. 6-5's a mix. Calling. I know on this guy, maybe tight reg. Gonna be calling. I think this hand does some 4-betting as well. Not going to be folding in these positions. Although, if I had a bigger sample and his pre-flop stats stayed the same, I might consider it. And as pretty as our hand looks and our backdoors look, I think we just fold. Yeah, it feels kind of sad folding this hand to a third pot bet on that board, but just don't see us being able to realize equity that well. It's an aggressive 3-better. Going to be continuing this hand. Sometimes there's call, sometimes there's 4-bet. This guy's definitely on the aggressive side pre-flop. But yeah, can't do too much on that one. After using min size pre, I like going for the range bet on this board. It's not optimal, but you lose very little EV. And I think especially at 200, you're not getting punished for it by most players. There are definitely exceptions. And again, after 2xing, this board you definitely can't range bet if you 2.5x. But when you 2x the button and get this board, you can very happily range bet. That's a pretty nice run out, unless it isn't. Think just call. Yeah, I think just call. Nice hand. It wasn't a nice run out. King, queen. Usually I would mix squeeze, but this guy looks very tight. So I won't mix any squeeze. Very rare free bet. Actually, I didn't check how deep we were. How deep was he? 130. This free bet's more as you get deeper, but it's not kind of dreamland being 130 deep. Don't think this ever makes his 3-bet. Small blind. Again, I could be making small frequency mistakes. I know it's definitely not a pure 3-bet. actually going to size down, being 170 deep. Just going to fold. This mixes. The big blind looks like he's not 3-betting much and is on the tighter side, so I will open. But it's not ideal when we have this guy in the small blind. He's very aggressive. This is close. Against a fun player with absolutely no sample. Just about gonna let it go. If he'd made it 7, I would call. Very close though. Not full stack from Canada, I will assume, is a fun player. Opening on a 31. Maybe I shouldn't. Given we have 3 aggressive players and 1 balanced player. This is a defend against men. And we get to raise this board far more aggressively against men than against 2.5x. This hand will get in there, I think, especially with suits matching the board. Just going to be using half pot. Turn a gut shot, but we don't have a club. So I think we'll bet very infrequently. I am going to polarize to a 4. Not going to bet on a 41. Would be betting far more often if I had a club in my hand. And I think we just check fold. Could mix very. I'm going to raise like 10% of the time, if not folding. This actually. Oh no, we're really deep. I really doubt this is ever a 3-bet this deep. This flop will have some leads. I don't think this hand ever really wants to get in there, especially with a club. But even without, it seems a bit not ideal. This board, I won't range bet. Gonna check back 8s, no spade on a 70. I'm just gonna fold this first under again. He should be c-betting pretty selectively on this board. Easy call here with 8s. Not like in love with the spot, but we definitely have to call. And river, I think it goes check check and we lose a lot. Well, he does this. I don't think our hand ever wants to do anything but fold. This guy's Gonna fold. Queens on an 18, we are going to 4-bet. Gonna be using a big size, especially with the cold caller. So we're going to be using a very big size of our range here when we're 170 deep or 180 deep. Gonna go with this. Actually, gonna make it slightly bigger even. That's perfect. Don't expect this guy to ever have a better hand. And I don't think he really folds any hands to 10%. It's nice. Interesting lead. I think we have to raise sometimes with this hand. And then don't really know what to do against re-raise. But I think we're definitely raising on an 8. I think he should probably lead range now. Or close to it. Yeah, I think he should probably lead range. Nice find from my friend here. Easy call, but not loving life. That's pretty good. So we'd have to turn the hand like... God, what are my bluffs here? 9s with no diamond is really hard to be bluffing here, so I don't want to use a huge sizing. It's so hard to be bluffing here. I think we do have to find the value bet. Yeah, that's a very appropriate. My head is a bit in the blender in this spot. His perception of me is that I'm very aggressive. So I'm definitely going to be betting. Nice. Tens with a diamond. Yeah, I think very nicely played by him. Just unfortunate. But I really like his line. This is nice because this guy does not raise very often. He's quite loose passive. So he has a strong range here. So I'm going to use that to, like, given these stats, he's definitely playing limps. So his raising range is a lot stronger. So I expect him to not fold very often to 3-bets. So I'm going to go big with my value. Of course, he ends up folding. But that's fine. Even ace king suited doesn't really mind getting a fold free. Sixes with suits matching the board. I think we might mix like 10% of raise here. I don't like my timing on the flop. Really don't like my timing. Gonna mix 10-9 calling this time. I think just gonna be checking this flop back always. Oh, this is interesting. I think I'm going to 4-bet fold because I want to get heads up with like this hand doesn't really want to play multi-way, so I want to get heads up with this guy. Be far more happy flatting ace queen suited. God, this is so nutted. I'm not gonna fold, but I'm not happy. Just gonna mute 1 sec. Sorry, I had to go on mute there. Obviously had that fun hand with the ace queen. Yeah, don't really know what to say about this hand. 200 zoom is not dead. Were there any other hands of note? The 10-9 was somewhat interesting. Sizing down infinitely deep. Will be 4-betting ace queen suited sometimes. Just gonna go for the range bet. Ace queen of hearts. Not sure if this ever floats. I'm going to fold because this guy's looking on the tight side. I think it might be a mix in theory. Ace queen here. Really good card for him, so I don't think we're ever doing big betting. This hand's going to mix. And I need to take a note on this guy. Ace queen easy call. Not loving life, but very much calling. I'm just using an explo sizing here against a fish, kind of sizing my hand. Want to make sure that dominated king and queen X stay in. And this ace queen could get ugly. This ace queen could get ugly. So he has straights, he has flushes, he has some ace king for sure. Don't see how our hand can ever be anything but a mix. But I'm really struggling to come up with the bluffs. I think I'm actually going to end up exploit folding here. Yeah, I'm gonna exploit fold. I think this is pure. Again, I'm pretty rusty, so it definitely might not be. That ace queen's obviously very debatable. Don't think this hand wants to be 3-betting 200 bigs deep. I think we want to be using more suited stuff. It's definitely a 3-bet sometimes, 100 bigs deep. So he uses a middling size. We have an easy call. Nice turn, unless it isn't. What happened here? It's just a single raise pot. I'm in the big blind. This kind of feels really ace jack, ace queen heavy, but I'm not going to go for an explo raise. I think we have a check jam, or like a check raise candidate. I said jam, but yeah. So he goes really face up with his sizing there on the turn. I don't know, maybe he's balanced, but it sort of feels like he's sizing his hand. If you bet the river, I think this is a pretty excellent candidate, or a check raise. This is interesting. Very clear call. Actually going to sit out on the next big blinds. That's nice. No leads. We're forced to fold a bunch of flush draws on the turn, and this blocks. Like, we can't have many combo draws when the jack of spades hits. That kind of is most of our combo draws. Wow, that is that is surely a massive blunder. I'm not too sure what he's thinking, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. I feel like you're gonna get looked up by king 10 off with a spade, king queen off with a spade. But even like a lot of the pool's just gonna pure fold those, so at that point you're quite literally getting called by all the better hands and folding out all the worse hands. This just seems like an absolute punt. I would be pretty surprised if aces no spade is ever getting into jam in theory. I just can't see it, especially not under the gun versus big blind. Like 120 bigs deep, that just seems ludicrous. I think I'm actually going to downgrade him for that play. Definitely take note. I'm not going to put a question mark. So this actually means we might overfold to this guy on future rivers with our bluff catchers because he's just going too thin. But yeah, interesting hand to finish on. Don't feel like I've been playing particularly well today because I'm out of practice, at least in the online streets. But just sun running and getting gifts like this one. I'm pretty damn sure this is a gift. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed a bit of a shorter one, and see you soon.